Good morning, and we are live, folks. We made it. We made it. I told you when Trump took office, we had studied, we had looked into the 2025 project. We told you that it was designed to be a blitzkrieg and to force the Democrats and the country in general to react in a way that was going to seem as though they were inevitable. This was going to have to go through the courts. This was going to take time. They were going to pretend to be, again, inevitable. That was their gambit. That was their plan. And I told you, if you go back to the shows back then, I told you, if we can not be stupid, if we can not engage in violent protests, if we can keep our cool, if we can just keep our coalition together, if we could just keep fighting, keep everybody motivated, the Trump regime would collapse under the weight of its own idiocy and incompetence. And here we are. Let's talk about it. Well, folks, it is Sunday. It has been a beautiful week here. It had a little rain, but we never complain about the rain here in Texas because normally by this time of year, everything is just dead. We're in burn bans, and everything is brown. And this year we're actually going to get some real fall colors. Everything is still bright green outside. We're in the last couple of weeks of summer. And the temperatures are great. Things are good. This fall is looking good. It really is. And I want you to take some time to enjoy this time of year. We did it. You did it. You did it. This insanity that is the Trump administration, it is collapsing. It is collapsing. There is light at the end of this tunnel. We are seeing it. Not just Trump and the fact that, if you haven't been paying any attention to social media, the last several days has been speculation on whether Trump is dead or not. Are they weekend in Bernie's doing a weekend at Bernie's with Trump because he's just not making any appearances? And to dispel that, they took some pictures of Trump who was supposedly going golfing. And those pictures didn't do much of anything to dispel the fact that he is a walking corpse, that he is just dying right in front of us. His weakness, combined with the fact that he's always been ignorant, he's always been stupid. He has the attention span of I don't know what's a good analogy to Trump's attention span. He just doesn't have one. We've seen this before. They've got to draw big pictures in his daily brief that to write his name in huge letters just to get his attention. Goldfish. There you go. He's got the attention span of a goldfish. Gnat. You got it, folks. You understand. But yeah, the whole deal was we're going to make Trump look tough, man. We're going to make him look inevitable. We're going to send the troops in, and we had a lot of people it worked on some people. There was a lot of hand wringing. Oh, we're never going to have another election. Oh my God, look at what Trump's doing with the troops. And then we saw Trump, then we saw Trump and his troops gardening, picking up trash. You know, they tried to throw federal agents into DC. They're already trying to claim credit. They already are. They're trying to claim credit. Oh, look what we did in DC, and saying no, crime was already down in DC. That wasn't you. That was Mayor Bowser. That was a concerted effort by Democrats for the last, 2 decades to bring crime down in DC. No, you didn't just throw some troops in and have them pick up some litter in the park, and all of a sudden you did something. I mean, it really has been something to watch this, because a lot of people, like I say, really did. There was a lot of hand wringing. There was a lot of very upset people, a lot of very scared people for a very long time. Lori Yates, strength in numbers, baby. That's right. That is right. But you folks hung in there. You did. And what did I tell you? What did I tell you? The idiocy that is in this administration would collapse it. It just would. It just would. If we just hung in there, didn't do anything stupid, they would collapse under their own idiocy. And boy, is it happening. Stop coddling stupid. As my Lakota buddy once said, even the mountain stands beneath the sky. I like that. I like that. That is a good one. Yeah, understandable. Linda Bechter says, I worry about VP Vance in power, but I don't. I worry about the fact that he is more of a fascist purist than Trump is. But I took solace in the fact that Trump was an idiot, that he surrounded himself with sycophants and idiots. For Trump, this is about sitting in, it's like that ridiculous meeting they just had where everybody was praising him like he was Kim Jong-un out of North Korea. That's what he wants, But he's not a bright man. He's not effective, and none of the people around him are effective. JD Vance, technically smarter. He has more direct ties to people. I see some people mentioning Peter Thiel. He is more dangerous if he wasn't as appealing as, not to be gross, but a wet fart. I mean, this guy is he's just, nobody likes this man. Even his wife, there's rumors that they're headed for a divorce. Even his wife doesn't like him. He's just not an appealing individual. He will not be able to sway people. Right now in MAGA land, there are people that are just we talk about them all the time. There are people that are just not plugged into what's going on in politics in the world. They're out there. And the MAGA folks that are like that are just, Trump's doing a great job. But it keeps smacking them in the face. Nothing changes that. I was watching a video from a guy the other day. I like to promote new accounts that are coming up, and I should have had this video for you. I may pull it up later in the show on the roundtable, but he did a great job talking about how these cults work and how showing them facts, having conversation, that's just going to make them dig in. That just makes them dig in. It's a culture thing. It's what I've been talking about forever. It's a culture on their side. You're not going to break that culture with a fact, but what will break that culture is pain. We got New West Bill here. Another beautiful Sunday in Spruce Pine, North Carolina. Amen, brother. Amen. But let's talk about it for a second. Let's talk about some of that pain coming home. This is Eric Erickson. You may recognize him. He's been on a few of the the Sunday shows, and he's quite popular among MAGA. He is a freakity freak. He really is. He is out there in just Curtis Yarvin territory with his views on government. He's a nutter, man, and MAGA loves him because he just throws that red meat out there. Well, he is on a tear against RFK, and we're going to talk more about RFK here in a minute, a little bit later in the show. But he is on a tear about RFK. MAGA radio host cancer-stricken wife can't get COVID shot because of kook RFK Jr. Yeah, Eric Erickson's wife has come up with stage 4 lung cancer. And she needs a COVID vaccine and can't get it because of RFK Jr. And he's having a complete meltdown over on X over there. Thank God somebody shared this to Blue Sky because I don't do X. But yeah, Eric Erickson's wife, stage 4 lung cancer, can't get a COVID shot. That kind of thing coming home to roost, to look at your wife and know you're the reason. You're the reason. You did this. You did this. The shit that you pushed and shoved on the rest of the guys come home to your home. That will break the cult. That will break the cult. Because once they start questioning, then the information can have a chance to seep in. And man, it is happening. It is happening. Dying Breed Garage says their ineptitude will be their demise. It's clearly visible, and evil always gets conquered. This week, Congress will vote on the Epstein files release. Yeah, we're gonna get those files, even if the Republicans won't release them. Even if they release redacted ones and play political games with it, we are going to blow their butts away in the midterms. We're going to take power and we will release them. Wayne, thank you for being here. New supporter. Glad to see you, my friend. Glad to see you. Karma, karma, karma. Amen. Amen. Anthony Saint says, hey, Paul, have you heard the courts in D.C. telling Trump that the tariffs are illegal? Now they're going to see. We're going to talk about that here in just a second, Anthony. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Catherine Ryan, if Vance becomes president, he won't have the diehard MAGA idiots backing him, and their fear grip Donald J. Trump has on Congress will be gone. Hope is on the horizon. Amen. I don't fear Vance. I fear what he is, and he will do a lot of damage. He will, but he will not have the sway over MAGA that Donald Trump does, not in any way, shape, or form. Hanging out in Knoxville, catching you in the rear, and there. All right, thanks, man. I appreciate you, Carl. Thank you. Christopher Daly, hoping to see the dominoes fall. Dunphy, Vance, Moses Johnson, etc. Orange thing looks bad. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. But look, you got Howard Nutlick. Yeah, I call this guy Nutlick so much. I actually had to think when I was looking up his name this morning when I was getting some articles to read. I call this guy Nutlick so much. I actually briefly forgot his real name. George Allen, thank you for always being here, brother. Thank you. Thank you. God, can you believe it's about to be September? Whew. I'm telling you, this year has blown by. I'm going to enjoy this. I mean this. I'm going to pause for a second. I mean this, folks. Enjoy your fall. Eat tons of baked goods. Get ready for the holidays. I've been watching videos on making Christmas ornaments out on my lathe, out in the wood shop. Just enjoy this fall. Not just the fall of the Trump regime, but enjoy this fall. They took the last one from us. The last holidays sucked because of Trump. Make these holidays good. Randy Oliver, thanks, Texas Paul, for all you do. Hey, man, thank you. Thank you for all you do, folks. Y'all are the ones getting the work done. The cabinet meeting was more like a memorial for a dead man walking. No kidding. No kidding. Lori Yates here again. Thank you for all the support, Lori. I hope everyone has a great Labor Day. Yes, please enjoy your Labor Day. Enjoy your holiday weekend. But yeah, Nutlick. Let's talk about him. He's one of the people, I'm telling you, that this was not somebody that was he's made a lot of money on Wall Street, but he's not somebody that was a policy guy. He's not a Jerome Powell. He's not somebody that people look to and said, oh man, this guy really knows what this country should be doing. No, he just knows how to pull money out of certain situations. He's not, a formidable guy. He just isn't. He didn't even have a lot of respect on Wall Street, but he's a Trump sucker. He's one of these people that are of questionable character that Trump loves. One second, I need a drink. Damn, I hope your coffee's as good as mine. Hell, I hope it's better. But yeah, he's been the force behind the tariffs, him and Peter Navarro. And good God, that criminal, Peter Navarro, is just, these are not bright people. And their tariffs have just been a disaster. The economic policy has been a disaster. And we're seeing a backlash all over the world. This is happening right now. They had a meeting this morning. Putin, Modi, and Erdogan among leaders in China for talks with Xi. Chinese president hosts bilateral meetings on sidelines. Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit in Tianjin, China. Yeah, they are. They're getting together and they are openly. This is a giant screw you to Trump. And these tariffs, this is what their press releases, they are absolutely coming out and they are punching Donald Trump right in the eye. India committed to improving ties with China, Modi tells Xi. We talked about before, it wasn't that long ago that India and Chinese troops were shooting at each other at the border. But couple months of the Trump regime, and these guys are committing to long-lasting, loving relationships. This is the press release. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi said New Delhi was committed to improving ties with China in a key meeting with President Xi Jinping on Sunday, today, as both leaders discussed the need to expand trade and investment ties against the backdrop of U.S. tariffs. They're literally holding a meeting right now in Tianjin about how to kick Donald Trump in the nuts. This is not working out the way they thought it would. These guys were delusional. They thought they were walking badasses, man. They thought they were just going to tell the world who and what, to do, and everything was just going to be fine. Everything would be just fine. But it's not. It's not fine because they don't understand politics. They don't understand that every one of these countries have their own domestic politics, their own issues. Let me explain. George Allen, Nutlick can't remember his name either. Oh my God. Connie Leiden. Glad to see a new supporter here. Thank you. Coming out with the big guns, Connie. Thank you. $10 is a lot of money, man. I appreciate you. Can't do it without you. Y'all keep the lights on around here. I'm doing this full time now. But yeah, if you follow my social media, you saw I posted about this. It's a big deal, folks. It is a big deal. Con LSA, the Boston Tea Party in 1773, which started the American Revolution War, was because of tariffs. All the poorest paid tariffs, as the wealthiest paid no taxes. Here comes King Donald repeating history. Yeah, that's actually happening. We're going to talk a little bit about Indonesia here in just a second. That is literally happening right now in Indonesia. But let's talk about Japan first. If you follow my social media, you know I talked about this. This was a big deal. It really was. Japan's top trade negotiator cancels trip to U.S. over trade deal issues. You remember just what is hell? It's probably not even been 2 weeks. Donald Trump and Nutlick and Navarro were all over the news talking about, man, we did a deal with Japan. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. Yeah, that was bullshit. That was bullshit. And right now you have not just Japan, but other countries are canceling meetings over these trade negotiations. They're literally not taking phone calls right now. I mean, just let that sink in. You know, there's patriotism and there's nationalism. They're two different things, okay? Patriotism is a love for your country. Every country, the people of their country have some level of patriotism. They love their country. It is just an emotional attachment we have to our homeland. Then there's nationalism. Nationalism is a belief that your country is superior to everyone else's. These guys are not patriots. They're nationalists. They are nationalists. They thought they were just going to be able to just throw shit out there and it was going to be fine. They really did. It isn't. It isn't. This isn't patriotism. You know, I don't want my country to fail. I love my country. That's patriotism. But thinking I can walk in and just dictate to Japan or any other country what goes on inside their own borders, that's nationalism. That's nationalism. And that is what they've been facing with. But again, the corporate media fails us. The corporate media just absolutely fails us. This is what they said that it was about. Trump pulled a typical Trump thing because he's an imbecile and clueless. They had tried to rush a deal through in Japan for Japan. Shigeru Ishiba is the prime minister of Japan, and he's in trouble. He is in real trouble. He just took a shellacking in late July. They just had elections there, and his party got creamed. They lost control of the higher house in Japan. But that's not what our media tells us. They tell us, oh, Trump demand for Japan to buy more U.S. rice snagged trade talks. That's all that's going on. They'll work it out. It's just about rice. It's just a little bit about rice. No, it's not. It's not. First of all, rice is a big freaking deal in Japan. It is. You cannot maintain power without the support of the farmers in Japan. You can't. We just busted over 3,000 in the audience. Take a second to hit the thumbs up button and the subscribe button. But yeah, that's not the story. That's not the story. Yes, Trump did the most Trumpian thing ever. They had a deal. The deal was supposed to be signed. Trump changed it. Trump added in, wasn't negotiated out, wasn't, they sat at the table and, we watched our trade delegation get into a bickering fight and have to stop, negotiate, just humiliate themselves. Well, they finally came up with the framework of a deal that Ishiba could rush through. And then Trump changed it. No notification, no nothing. It showed up and said, you will increase rice purchases by 75%. And that was a deal breaker. It was the straw that broke the camel's back, but it wasn't the load of straw. That's not the story. Kim PHR Guru, what about Navy ships in Venezuela? There's crazy shit going on all over the world. All over the world, we're getting backlashes, and it's just more and more stupid shit everywhere we look. Peter Campbell, it's so aggravating. The media is lazy. All trade deals require congressional approval before they can be implemented. Yeah, we're the idiocy of this administration is insane. We're going to talk about that more in just a second. Helen, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the show. George Allen, thank you again. What do we call Stephen Miller? Evil bald head. See, I love it. I love that you people, the fire, man. Y'all are fighting. Y'all are. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, they got creamed in the last election. Let's talk about look at this from Japan's end for a second. Japan is a very, very aging population, just like we are, but they're a bit xenophobic. The older class in Japan, boy, if you think the old folks here don't like immigration, whoo, man, I tell you, and it's a problem. Japan is facing serious problems. And here you have Trump just walking in trying to dictate new trade policy, disrespecting them left and right, just changing trade deals willy-nilly and expecting them to do it. Well, it doesn't work that way. I mean, Ashiba here, pictured with Modi, just took a beating because he dared publicly acknowledge, yeah, we've got a people problem here in Japan. In this meeting with Modi, Ashiba said, we need more skilled workers in Japan. We must have more people from India, skilled workers from India, come to Japan to support our manufacturing. And everybody, I mean, just the recoil in Japan from that statement alone was like, you know, I mean, it was, oh, no, you didn't just say that Japan can't just be Japan. But he's trying to face the reality of his own issues and his own problem. And that comes with political challenges. It comes with political challenges. What he said was the statement that got him in trouble was Shigeru Ishiba said that India is bringing transformation to the whole world. Japan can also boast of advanced technology leading the world's growth. Japan and India's relations taking forward, both countries need to take advantage of each other's strengths to gain solutions to our challenges and to help each other. He called for more high-skilled talent from India to boost Japan's economy. And good Lord, that was... Then on top of that, you get the rice issue. That's a big freaking deal in Japan. I mean, it is a big deal. I mean, you understand the relationship between rice and the Japanese food culture, and it's a big friggin' deal. And Trump just arbitrarily saying, hey, buy 75% more rice. That's not how that works, man. That's not how those trade negotiations work, especially when Ishiba's in so much trouble politically. One second. And a comment just vanished on me. Give me 1 second. I want to find that comment. Just vanished on me. John, we're having issues with the StreamYard today. Your comment disappeared, but John, Cajun John said he has about the same mentality as the loser. Wouldn't trust him either. Yeah, I hear you. Etu Brutus is 90 steals in 90 days. Trump farmers now understand MAGA. Make acres go away. Yep. That's the theme of the show, folks. It is. The reality is hitting home. We're talking about Japan and their economic and political realities right now. Trump has no clue. He's an idiot, and he didn't surround himself. No president knows everything. You have to surround yourself with people that understand, and you have to be willing to build these departments in a way that you can draw that information up. Okay, look, we're working on Japanese trade policy right now. Let's get some really smart people in the Commerce Department to come talk to us about the issues, so that we know how to approach this. Nah, you think they're going to do that? No, those arrogant bastards just jumped in feet first. This is Yuichiro Tamaki. He is the head of one of the opposition parties in Japan. He is the reason this got blown up. See, he is. What's the best way to put it? He's kind of like Mamdani here. You know how the young people have just gravitated to Zoran Mamdani right now? He's had a couple hiccups. He made a couple stupid comments that were kind of a lost in translation thing. But other than that, he has had massive support among the young folks in Japan, and he's beating the crap out of Ishiba. His party has taken seats in the parliament they've never held before. I mean, he's really, really putting pressure on Ishiba. And what the biggest cudgel that he has is no one. He's walking around telling everybody, have you read this trade deal? Have you read this trade deal? Has anybody read this trade deal? We don't have a trade deal in writing, because there is no fucking trade deal in writing, because the Trump administration doesn't know how to do these negotiations. None of this is how any of this actually works. Sharon Eno, thank you, Texas Paul, for more. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the coffee addiction. Sharon, I appreciate you. Colleen said, Nebraska and Iowa farmers in a recession per Don Bacon, Donald Trump tariffs. Yeah, it's coming home here too. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get you to think about it. We can see that. We can see this is hurting American farmers, this, that, and the other. But people are too quick to say, oh, well, Trump's just going to force him into this deal. He can't. He can't. There are political realities all over the world. Folks, Indonesia's been on fire for 3 days. Indonesia's been on fire for 3 days. Yeah. Indonesian president cancels. He was supposed to go to this meeting in China, but he's canceled his trip. This is Prabowo Subianto. He's the president of Indonesia. He was supposed to be in China. He stayed home because his country's on fire. But if you ask the Wall Streeters, everything in Indonesia is fine. It's fine. It's great. Indonesia's economy is resilient despite global headwinds. I mean, it's going to be fine. Some of the same shit you're getting here with what they're saying about our economy. Everybody feels the inflation. Everybody, ask anybody, is your grocery bill higher? Is shit getting more expensive? I will tell you, I was amazed the last time we went shopping. The sales over this holiday weekend, if you need to stock up, check your sale papers, because there was stuff, I mean, that was just outrageously expensive that was marked down drastically this weekend, because these companies are feeling it. They don't do that just because. They are feeling the crunch. So yeah, if you're check those sale papers, folks. This holiday weekends, the sales, the sodas were below $5 a 12 pack for the first time, and I don't know when. There are these companies are watching their profit margins vaporize, trying to keep this administration propped up, and that can't last. It will not last. this isn't just a U.S. problem. Trump is the new pandemic. That's just it. Trump is the latest pandemic. He's not just causing these problems here, he's causing them globally. And the globe is reacting. The countries are reacting. Thank you. I appreciate you, Shell 404. Thank you for supporting the show. Dumb Donald Trump is a drug addict. Yeah. You don't hear that much talk about that Adderall anymore since he's under such intense medical care because he's dying of congestive heart failure right in front of us. Oregon wine lady, my own groceries with a few exceptions have gone up 50%. We are too unaware of how many goods are imported. My Krups coffee maker was imported from Mexico. Yep. We all see what's going on. We see it. We know what's happening with our farmers. It's global, folks. It's not just there. I mean, not just here. It's there. Let's talk about Indonesia a little bit more. What triggered the protests in Indonesia? The straw, okay? It's the straw that broke the camel's back. There's a whole lot of straw on that camel's back already. This was the one that broke the camel's back. Indonesian lawmakers passed themselves a very generous pay and compensation package that had a lot of benefits like housing. They were covering huge amounts of their housing costs and stuff. That didn't really sit well with the Indonesian population, especially the younger population. And folks, they're breaking into people's homes, politicians' homes. This is a big deal. The news isn't really covering much of it. You're not seeing it on the Sunday news. But yeah, Indonesia has been on fucking fire for days. They're literally going into people's homes because it doesn't fit the narrative. Oh, everything's great in Indonesia. No, it's not. It's not even close to great. And they know it. Your bullshit doesn't fly. Indonesia has 44 million youths. It's struggling to get them jobs. They have a massive, massive unemployment and under the table employment problem in Indonesia. Anthony's saying Donald Trump is like a box of chocolate. You never know which foul piece that you're going to get. Amen, brother. Well said. Well said. Janet Murphy, yes, groceries are up at least 50%. Mainstream media says 3 to 5%. Well, what the fuck? Yeah. It's they think they can bullshit their way through this. You can't. You can't. The Indonesian people are burning their own fucking country to the ground because they know. Yeah, we may have some jobs, but that's under the table bullshit that I can't pay my bills with. On top of the massive unemployment. And what do you get? What do you get out of the media? What do you get out of the Wall Street? Boy, that Indonesia sure looks great. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And you just writing a stupid fucking headline that says that doesn't make it great. It just doesn't make it great. You can't do that. The world doesn't operate that way. And that's what I'm telling you, folks. You made it. You did it. You did it. The whole 2025 project is a flop. It's a failure. Yes, they're doing damage, but people are noticing and they're pissed. And this is really not going their way. The Trump regime is literally collapsing right before our eyes. It is collapsing right before our eyes. And it's because of this idiocy. I mean, it is filled with buffoons. Robert Kennedy Jr. and whatever the fuck is going on with his teeth. We just had Kitty, I love you, but you got to go. You're standing on my notes, girl. Come on, say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody. Kitty, you got to go. You got to go. I can't be doing a show with you there. Yeah, I'm sitting here talking to you. I got a kitty just. Oh my God. But yeah, this just happened. We had a high-level CDC employee not just quit, but he's really tried to get everybody to please pay attention to what RFK Jr. is doing. Ex-CDC official sounds alarm on major RFK Jr. red flag. The red flag he's talking about is eugenics. He said, look, when the bird flu thing happened, the discussions we were having were awful. You know, we talked about this in the show. If you're a long time member of the show, just to catch people up, we talked about bird flu and what was going on with that, and that they cannot do what RFK Jr. was saying. He was saying this not just publicly, but he was saying even worse privately, is just let it run. Let bird flu happen. Don't cull flocks. Just let it happen. Because, and again, this is where, you know, this is where this doctor was first alarmed. Was he said, man, this is a straight up eugenics argument. He's saying, well, the chickens with the best genetics will survive and will repopulate the flocks using those, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine, which has no scientific basis whatsoever. Healthy people get sick too. They do. But that whole argument about genetics and all of that really kind of like, this is not normal. This is not normal. Omniscient Finks, Catfish Jr. in the house. What up, Paul? I think the white sage wildlife is the world trying to cleanse itself of Trump. Keep up the good work, man. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. I do. I do. Kitty, you're famous. They love you. They love you. George, thank you for always being here, friend. But yeah, wasn't just bird flu when he was saying that. What really set this doctor off, and we're going to talk about this doctor here in a minute. He said this, and this was just like it's insane. In internal meetings, he's talking to the staff. This is a high-level doctor in the CDC who's just resigned. It's a guy by the name of Dr. Dimitri Daskalakis is his name. I'm going to introduce you to him here in just a second. He said, you know, you fast forward from the bird flu comments to the West Texas measles outbreak where talking about RFK Jr. is where he says, you know, getting the infection is fine, really, because only the strong will survive. You know, like it makes your immune system stronger, which is false. It actually makes your immune system weaker. The Dr. Daskalakis was saying about these comments. I mean, this is literally what the kind of shit that the guy that's running Health and Human Services is saying. Shit, let it rip, man. Everybody get measles. We'll be stronger. Whatever don't kill you, make you stronger. No, diseases don't work that way. They don't work that way. If you let all the fucking chickens get bird flu and you don't cull the diseased flocks, the virus mutates. I mean, you're talking, the numbers are almost unquantifiable. The number of times the virus is going to reproduce if you just let it run through the flocks. You're going to get a mutation that is horrible. This is how megaviruses, these awful megaviruses, come to be. And that's our policy. Let it rip. It's idiocy. The fact that he doesn't even understand that. No, you know, how many of you have heard about this latest variant of COVID that's going around? It's bad, folks. It is bad. And oh, wait a minute. I want to pause something here. I forgot to bring this up. It was something I was telling myself last night I was going to put in today's show, and I forgot to bring it up, and I don't have a slide for it. I need you to listen to me. I need you to listen. This is a public service announcement and a warning. Doge let our information leak. All of our data in the Social Security Administration, almost all of it was leaked. And bad actors have started to act on it. And it's manifesting in robocalls, and not just robocalls, but call center calls where people are actually working for thieves and hackers. And they are calling and they're asking you to confirm your identity. Then they're using your voice. They've got a scripted set of questions, and they can piece those responses together, and they're opening accounts in your name. If someone calls with your social security number, this is what makes it so bad, is these people seem legit because they have all your information. All they're trying to do is get a voice print that they can use to open accounts in your name. And it's happening on a large scale right now. Be very, very wary of any phone calls that you take. I am telling you right now, we don't have a government that's responding well to this. Just please, I'm begging you, please. Kate Marylight, an embarrassment to the Kennedy family name. No shit. Talking about the end of a dynasty. But yeah, he says stuff like this. This is just insane. Let me play this for you real quick. This is with him sitting down with fucker Carlson.
My opinion, I always tell people, is irrelevant. People, we need to stop trusting the experts, right? We were told at the beginning of COVID, don't look at any data yourself. Don't do any investigation yourself. Just trust the experts. And trusting the experts is not a feature of science. It's not a feature of democracy. It's a feature of religion, and it's a feature of totalitarianism. In democracies, we have the obligation, and it's one of the burdens of citizenship, to do our own research and make our own determinations about things. My opinion, I always tell.
Yeah, don't trust the experts. Don't trust the experts. My God, man. I mean, go listen to Karen on Instagram. She'll tell you about that ivermectin. It's insane. It is insane. Superwoman's in the house. Heidi Gordon, thank you for being here. Thank you for always being here. You're welcome. You're welcome. Please, people, please pay attention. Especially in older communities, they target older communities with these types of hacks and attacks. Please. But yeah, he's just sitting there telling people, don't trust the experts. This is Dr. Dimitri Daskalakis. He's an expert. He's an expert. And he's got a track record. He's got a track record. He used to work for the health department in New York. And New York used to have a horrible HIV problem. After this guy took over, they got it under control. I mean, he's got a proven track record of dealing with infectious diseases. Yeah, I think I'm going to listen to this guy over fucking Karen from Instagram. And RFK and all the grifters around him that are selling supplements and protein shakes and whatever the fuck else they're selling. No, I'm going to listen to this guy. I'm going to listen to Dr. Daskalakis. This guy actually has a proven track record with infectious diseases. He joined the New York Health Department right here. And it wasn't it wasn't insane what this guy did. It wasn't anything special. He just said, we've got tools. We don't have to have an AIDS vaccine. We don't have to have a cure to do something. And what we've got to stop doing is doing it the way we're doing it, because they used to highly stigmatize AIDS patients. They did. They would put them in an entirely separate class of patient in the hospitals, and they were completely segregated. And he said that ends now. That ends now. If you put that kind of stigma on any disease, people will not come to the hospital for treatment. And if they will not come to the hospital for treatment, we can't give them the treatments that we have available. We stop that now. Just talk to them like they're fucking people. And when you talk to someone that is in a high-risk group, offer them the treatments that we have. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's Truvia. There's a drug out there that incredibly decreases your chances of contracting AIDS. It's like it's a viral prophylactic is what it is. And he's like, you give that to everyone that's in a high-risk group, and you stop stigmatizing these people so they will tell you if they're in a high-risk group. And it worked. It worked. George Allen, thank you, man. Yeah, RFK, another Nutlick. Mr. Newton, trust only those who bring evidence that 99% of scientists agree on. If you don't agree, do the test and find out if they were right. I hate that internationally people see this. It's so embarrassing as a nation. It just is. Rich Lawton, the pandemic sure brought the nuts out. I'm trusting the experts. Yes, brother. Yes, exactly. Julia Simpson, do you think Trump loses the election? He will leave voluntarily? No, he didn't last time. No, he's not going to leave voluntarily, but we're going to throw him off that bridge when we come to it. He won't be president then. So, yeah, I didn't just commit a crime. But look, yeah, trust the experts. Trust the experts. The experts can tell you how to deal with trade issues. The experts can tell you how to deal with these health issues. Trust the experts. Not these morons in the Trump administration. I mean, this is how stupid they are. You've heard Trump say, to build on that question, do you think Trump will leave voluntarily? I think he's by any means necessary going to try to hold on to power. And you've heard him talk about mail-in voting. They want to end mail-in voting. This is how stupid he is. Descovy is better than Truvada. There you go, Truvada. I didn't remember the name. It is a mix of Truvada and other stuff, less side effects. Thank you, ET. Thank you for letting us know about that. Let the community know about that. Yeah, there are tools that were out there the experts have, and it's worked. It's worked. Yes, listen to the experts. Listen to the smart people that went to school to learn how to do this shit. Don't listen to fucking Karen on Instagram who just thinks she knows shit because it's Tuesday and she's bored. Johanna Ruiz Ortiz, RN, COVID is no joke. I was diagnosed with COVID at the ER yesterday, and I'm absolutely miserable. Listen to your doctor and get your COVID shot. Yeah, this. Can you expand on this latest? Because from what I understand, this latest one is both ripping through even people that are vaccinated. People are getting it, and from what I hear, it's pretty damn bad. It is not. It is more unpleasant than previous cases people have had. And it is a big deal, folks. Try not to get COVID. Try not to. It is one of those diseases that every time you get it, you do more damage to your body don't listen to these stupid fuckers. Do everything you can to keep from getting COVID. Mask up, wash hands, do whatever you got to do. Melinda Hayes, appreciate your no-nonsense integrity, crazy times, and thank you. Hey, Melinda, I thank you for being here. All you new folks coming in, you fill us all with hope. You do. Take a second, hit the thumbs up, and hit the subscribe button. We need to bust that 200,000. Hell, we need 2 million people in this community. But yeah, just talking about how stupid they are, how idiotic they are. Trump goes on this tear, doesn't really talk to anybody, just decides on his own unilaterally, mail-in voting's bad. I don't like it. I don't like it. Why? Because he had a hard time with it one time in the past, and he's freaking stupid. You know what the Republicans said when he said that? No. We're not getting into mail-in voting. No, we're not. We're not. You know what the Democrats said? I dare you. I triple dog dare you. Not that the Democrats want to make it harder to vote, but they understand of all the states that engage in mail-in voting, out of like the 15 top states that engage in mail-in voting, the people that take advantage of mail-in voting in 14 of those 15 states, overwhelmingly Republican. Overwhelmingly Republican. Yeah, Republicans, they like them some mail-in voting. And the Republican Party has told Trump, shut the fuck up. And he has. You're not going to hear shit about mail-in voting. That is just going to taper off. Dementia Donnie will screw up, and he'll mention it once or twice or whatever. But his handlers, they're not going to be programming him with those mail-in voting comments, because the Republican Party got a hold of the White House and said, do you know we use that? We use that more than Democrats do. Shut up. I mean, this is how stupid they are. This is how stupid they are. But this is humiliating. This is just humiliating. I just want to apologize to the world. I just want to apologize to the world. I want you to imagine being a government. Denmark, Belgium, Portugal, China, Indonesia, Turkey, Bosnia, Romania, anywhere, any government, anywhere in the world, having had trade negotiations with this government, and it just gets glaringly put in your face that this government didn't even understand its own trade laws. It didn't understand its own trade laws. You remember, if you're a longtime member of the show, when the tariff bullshit first started, I did a show. I explained the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, the IEEPA. It's from 1977. It explains what powers the president has when it comes to an emergency situation. What it doesn't do is explain what the definition of an emergency is. And every legal expert out there, everyone I listened to the man, said the exact same thing. No. A trade deficit is not a national emergency. You cannot invoke the IEEPA to install emergency tariffs over a trade deficit. The president does not have that authority. George, thank you for always being here. Thank you for so much support. Republicans in line for 8-hour votes. Yeah. Yep. They're gonna keep their mail-in voting. They are going to keep their mail-in voting come hell or high water. They are going to keep their mail-in voting. Mr. Newsom, poor people can't go to the ballots. They are doing 3 jobs for $7 an hour. Yeah, that was their thought process. But the data shows no, it's old folks that vote Republican overwhelmingly use mail-in voting. But I want you to imagine, let that soak in. You are a government. They care for their people too. They're patriots too. They worry about their country. They love their countries. And just to know you've been sitting down with idiots that don't even know the trade laws in their own country. The appeals court said, look, man, this is plain. This is not a question. The United States Constitution says tariffs are the purview of Congress. That's a tax. All taxation goes through Congress. The President of the United States does not have the authority to willy-nilly slap tariffs on people. They don't. That means the tariffs on China, the tariffs on Canada, the tariffs on Mexico, the tariffs, all these reciprocal tariffs, that whole Liberation Day thing back in April, where he said all of those tariffs are illegal. They are completely and utterly illegal. What a mess. And the appeals court just said, look, no, struck them down. They left them in place through the middle of October to allow the Trump regime to appeal to the Supreme Court, to allow the appeals process to be finished. But every legal expert out there says, no, it's illegal. Congress has to pass tariffs. Now, there are a few that are going to stay in place, like he expanded the steel and aluminum tariffs. Those will stay in place because it is in the executive branch's purview to take a tariff and determine if a product falls underneath that tariff. That is the application of a law that was passed by Congress. So they've expanded what falls under the steel and aluminum tariffs. He can do that legally. It's fucking stupid, but he can do that legally. All of those tariffs where you heard all over the news about aluminum tariffs and steel tariffs, that's what they were doing, is they were saying, that product has steel in it, that falls under the tariff. Hey, my Tumblr, man, yes, I'm a Fallout gamer junkie. Yes, I am. Forgive me. Gen X, man, we grew up with video games. This thing has steel in it. Tariff it. He can do that. He can do that legally. Those will stay in place. But all of that bullshit you heard about attacking our friends in Canada, attacking our friends in Mexico, and all of those reciprocal tariffs and all that shit are gone. They are gone. Mr. Newsom, looking forward to the refunds on all those tariffs. No kidding. This is going to be a nightmare, folks. And this is what I mean by just the sheer idiocy of this administration, the nightmare they've created because they just don't understand the law. And this isn't complex trade law. This is just basic stuff that they teach in any high school level government class. Taxation, Congress, that's Congress's sole purview. And that's what a tariff is. It's a tax. What do I think is going to happen when tariffs get removed? Will all the companies be able to file class action suits to get their money back? I don't think they're going to have to file suits to get their money back, to be quite honest with you. It's going to be kind of they were collected electronically. They're going to go back electronically. It's just going to be a lot of work, a lot of headaches for people. But yeah, I don't even think they're going to have to sue to get their money back, to be quite honest with you. Man, I hope your coffee's as good as mine. I don't know what we're drinking this morning, but God damn, that's good. Okay. Donna Schwartz in the house. Thank you for supporting the show, Donna. Cannot do it without you. Literally cannot do it without you. But yeah, what they're going to do in the future. Let me be clear about this. This cuts their entire, we're going to slap tariffs and bully people program. It cuts it off at the knees. It does. What they have to do now will take work. A lot of work. They're not really big on work. They just aren't. They're going to continue to threaten people and threaten to put tariffs on things, but it's going to be just spewing bullshit into a microphone for the most part. Because now what they're going to have to do, because they're going to lose in the Supreme Court. This is really not a complex issue, folks. This is really not hard. This is very simple. Only Congress can tax. The Supreme Court is not going to change that for Trump. They just aren't. He's dying. And they know it. They know it. What the Supreme Court's looking at is Clarence Thomas is about to step down. And they're going to put a young person that's just as bad as Clarence Thomas in Clarence Thomas's seat. That's the kind of thing that the Supreme Court is looking at. It is. Again, we have to. People that are saying, oh, we're not going to get to vote, this, that, and the other. Oh, no. Oh, no. The Republicans know we're going to vote. They are. And they are really desperately looking at getting Uncle Clarence Thomas out of the Supreme Court to get him to retire so that they can, before the midterms, get a replacement for Clarence Thomas. That's what's coming down the pipe. That's the kind of fights that we're going to have. Elections matter, folks. All you stay-at-home people, fuck you. Mandolius, I live in a vote-by-mail state, and we love it, and we ain't changing. Yeah, he doesn't have the power. He doesn't have the power, and the Republicans don't even want him to talk about it. They don't even Blue Mountain. Hey, Paul, wouldn't it be funny if conspiracy theorists started spreading rumors that Vance is poisoning Trump? You know, that they're actually already doing that. They are. Connie, thank you for the support, Connie. I'm super grateful. Y'all are so generous. Y'all are so generous. DJG, the ghetto, DJ Ghetto Redneck. Sorry, man. The money is gone. Can't get it back. No, they can get it back. They can. The United States government can print money. They can. What happens to the value of your dollar when they start printing that money? Well, that's a different conversation, but they'll get their money back. Sharon Butler. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate you. I really appreciate you. I do. But yeah, folks, that is the message for today. That is the message for today. You did it. You did it. You were smart. You stood up. You protested, but you protested peacefully. You didn't take the bait on any of their stupid bullshit. You watched them spend over $1 million a day having guardsmen pick up trash and spread mulch and garden because they gutted the parks. Everybody is seeing this. They're just failing. They're failing everywhere. And Trump is dying. Everybody sees it. Everybody's. He didn't make an appearance for a couple days, and this is what blew up all over social media. He's dead. He's dead. What does that tell you about the way people are thinking about the guy? If you just don't make a jackass out of yourself for a couple days, the entire country starts to speculate on the fact that you're dead. The dude of SoCal, I'm a late boomer. We learned about tariffs in middle school. Yeah, I'm telling you, this isn't hard, man. This isn't hard. Arlene, thank you for the support, Arlene. I appreciate you. We will definitely vote. Action speaks louder than words, just like Trump's threats that are empty. Taco always happens. Supermajority. But yeah, that's the way it's going to happen, folks, is they're going to take by industry that already have tariffs in place. Because remember, in his first damn administration, he was sticking tariffs in place. And I explained to you, these things are like trying to dig a tick out, man. You just can never get rid of all of them. So what they're going to do is everywhere there's an existing tariff, not ones that they just put on, those are all going away. Everywhere there was an existing tariff, they're just going to expand on goods. Oh, you make Zippo lighters? Well, there's a metal ring around that Zippo lighter. So yeah, that's tariff. Steel, there's steel in it. Oh, does that lighter have a striker? Oh, well, what's it made of? Oh, well, yeah, that's tariff. That's now tariffed, and they're gonna have to go to item to item to item to item to item and do all that work. So all of their threats are going to be empty, hollow bullshit because everybody knows they're not going to do it. In the meantime, folks, China is the big winner here. China and India are the big winners here. You're going to start seeing U.S. bonds plummet. You just are. Because, folks, Trump is a pandemic. The world is reacting to Trump as though he's a pandemic. They're not just letting everything die. They're doing what they have to do. It's like when COVID hit. People did what they had to do. And that's what's happening. Our European friends, our Canadian friends, our Mexican friends, our Asian friends are all doing what they have to do. Our African friends here that are in the audience, their countries are doing what they have to do to move on without us. The question is, how much do we become alienated here in the U.S. before this is over? That's really the only question that we have left, is how far does this damage spread? How bad does this disease called Trump spread before we get a handle on it? B. Terry, Mr. B. Terry and I are, Mrs. B. Terry and I are celebrating 48 years. Love for all you folks. Man, congratulations, man. Happy anniversary. Everybody wish Mr. and Mrs. Terry a happy anniversary. That is something else, man. 48 years. That is a long time, brother. That is a long time. Jordan, President Biden is in much better health than Trump, the walking dead. That's the other thing that I want to, I can't stress to you enough. This administration is over. Trump isn't Reagan. Reagan was an actor. He was a screen actor. Trump can't act his way through this. They can't hand Trump a script and say, go say this. He doesn't read. He's stupid. As famously one of his professors called him the dumbest son of a bitch he ever taught. He doesn't have the attention span or the work ethic. So he's going to run his mouth. And it's going to become more and more obvious how far away from reality he has gotten. It's over. You did it. You survived it. You did. You survived it. And the Republicans are preparing. The Republicans are preparing for the beating you're going to hand them in the midterms. What we have to do now is, like I say, every damn show I say this, we have to get our own messaging under control. We have to stop paying attention to craziness. This talk out there. I just saw one of the largest commentators on the left. Someone sent me an email with a video from them. They were very concerned because this guy was declaring the Democratic Party is dead. because they won't do what I want them to do. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're fine. We're good, actually. We're good. We weathered this. We did what we had to do. We didn't make the narrative about us, even though a lot of people were screaming for us to make the narrative all about us, which would have been stupid. Sun Tzu, The Art of War. When your enemy is making a mistake, don't interrupt him. We're good. We're good. Our work is turnout. Our work, what we have left to do, is turnout. We need to get people to the polls, which means we need to control the narratives. We need to control the narratives. You know, I don't like to call people out. I really don't like to call people out. You just got a major audience. Folks, y'all will figure that one out. This is me, 52 years on Monday. Congratulations, Al Yorkie, man. 10-year, and y'all better do something special, man. 52 years. Come on, brother. Y'all got to do something special, man. Y'all really do. Y'all really do. That is something, man. Congratulations, man. Give your significant other congratulations for me, if you would. I'd be very grateful. But you get it, right? I mean, you get it. Trump is dying. He's dumb as dog shit. The stuff is starting to come home. Veterans, the cuts that they're making are coming down, starting to hurt. Even the Wall Streeters are starting to say, oh, man, these tariffs, this next quarter is going to look like shit because of the tariffs. You can't fudge the numbers. If they keep doing what they're doing with the government numbers being as fake as they freaking are, people will just lose confidence, and then Wall Street's screwed. They're doing everything they can to say, well, we don't have to trust those numbers. We have other numbers. Look at these numbers over here. These make more sense. It's just collapsing. It's collapsing. You know, we just had another milk outbreak. People drinking raw milk. One woman, MAGA, ultra MAGA, going out buying that raw milk, drinking that raw milk. Even though the company that sold her the raw milk told her this is for animal consumption only. This isn't for human consumption. Fucking sticker right on the bottle. Not for human consumption. Drank it, gave it to her kid. Kid got sick. Kid gave the disease back to her. She miscarried. Yeah. I mean, it's tragic as hell. I hate to see somebody lose a child, lose a pregnancy over this. But you know, it's a hell of a wake-up call. It is a hell of a wake-up call. You got people running out to get, here in Texas, running out to get their kids vaccinated for measles. They can't get enough, and they see that. Oh, I need to go get my kid vaccinated for measles. I need to go get my kid vaccinated for measles. Oh, sorry, we don't have a vaccine for you. Check back with us next week. And then they've got to sit there for a week when they've already made the decision. Now, think about it. They're in the cult. These are the kind of things that open them up. If you have like your drunk uncle or whatever, they will never accept. My bonehead ass son will never accept. You can just show them fact after fact after fact after fact. Never get it. Business slows down and they got to stay up at night worrying about how they're getting their bills covered. That will open them up. And that's what's happening. That's what's happening in various situations. Why? Because they're fucking imbeciles. They can't govern. Normal Republicans can't govern. This is MAGA. They're even worse. Frank Stoller, thank you for being here. Thanks for the support, my brother. Thank you. So you did it. I got to tell you, I got to congratulate you. You did it. You tamped down, made sure that they didn't get the responses that they wanted. No one's panicked. No one's upset. I had to laugh on social media. Somebody was talking about, I can't remember the topic. But you had a MAGA person come in and say, "Oh, I'm just so glad this pisses you off." And about 5 people responded, "No, this didn't piss me off. I just think you're a fucking dumbass." I was scrolling through because, I do what I call troll patrol. I will put a post out and then I'll let it sit out there for a couple of minutes. And then the bots will respond automatically. And I'll go and I'll delete those comments. I got to that comment. I was like, nope, that one stays. That one stays. I want people to see the reaction. I do. Oh my God. I'm not pissed. You're just a dumbass. Oh, last thing I want to talk about. We talked about that Republican from North Carolina. That story, this is why I hate to be first on anything. I wanted to talk about it because this has been out for 3 days and the corporate media wasn't talking about it at all. This is actually coming out. The story's a little different than what I told you. Yeah, he is. Let me pull that up for you. Let me pull that up for you. I think I've still got his image here. I got his image here. Just be patient with me, folks. I deleted a lot of stuff to clean up. 1 second. I'll get it for you. All right. The original reporting. This is why I don't like to be first. This is why I don't like to be first. There you go. Y'all remember this guy, James Yokley. Y'all remember this guy. We talked about him in the last show. This story has changed significantly. Significantly. In the original reporting, and like I said, it had been 2 or 3 days and there was just nothing out there. But this is a problem because, there was a lot of red flags. Like, where did this guy get pill form MDMA and pill form cocaine? This is not being discussed. They're not covering a lot. Surrey County. God, I love you folks. I love you folks. Surrey County, North Carolina. That story, we're getting more details, and it's way weirder than what we originally thought. First of all, the grandchild is not a little kid. This is a whole ass adult driving a car. And the original reporting was that he took the ice cream to the cops and said, "Oh, look, there's drug. They tried to drug my grandkids." No. What we're hearing now, the reporting that's coming out now, is the adult granddaughter was eating a Blizzard while she was driving and got a pill in her mouth and spit it out. Pulled over to a gas station and there was a cop there. And she took it and said, "Hey, look," and he came up with the story. Yokley came up with the story. "Oh, they drugged my granddaughter at Dairy Queen." They went and looked at the video and said, "No, he did it." They saw him throw the pills in it. And now there's a question about whether it's cocaine. Because I was like, pill form cocaine? Really? No, this don't make no sense. Now, pill form MDMA, Molly, you can get that in pill form. It's not typically in powder form, but you can get it in a pill form. Drug dealers have pill presses. But pill cocaine, that's not common. Now they're saying it was date rape drug, Hypno. There's some reporting coming out. So yeah, we're going to keep following that because everybody's saying, what the fuck was this guy planning to do with his granddaughter? What was he planning to do with his granddaughter, his grown-ass adult granddaughter, after he roofied her? This is insane, man. This is insane. But yeah, I don't know the whole story on that one. We're still following it as more reporting comes out and we get all of the information on this. We are going to talk about it some more because this is who these people are. This guy was talking about Jesus with the cop. I mean, this is who these people are. They're just sick. But you're winning. You're beating them. Because that's the bad thing about being elected is you've got to govern. Victor Harshman just found out on YouTube, take 30% of your donation. Is there a better way to donate to you? Yeah, I don't beef about that. I don't. There's a lot of people. I appreciate you bringing that up. Yeah, there is. You can go to my website, realtexaspaul.com. There's 2 or 3 ways to donate if you want to donate directly. But no, I've never really beefed about the fact that YouTube takes a cut because they provide this. They provide the whole last forum for us to get here. To me, complaining about, I see people, creators do that all the time. They'll put I won't do it. They'll put QR codes and stuff to take you to other ways to donate. I don't think that I should screw YouTube that way. I don't. They're providing the form. That's kind of like, it's kind of like renting a room at a hotel for a meeting, like one of their convention spaces at a hotel for a meeting. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. You guys are paying the rent here for Google when you do that. So yeah, I don't know. Call me crazy. I don't know. I don't have a beef with Google about that. But yeah, if you want to, if you don't want to give Google their cut, I can't tell people what to do. You can go to my website and donate directly. In fact, if you want to go to some of them, you can set up. People keep asking for memberships. If you want to do something like that, you can do a recurring donation on I believe PayPal. You can do a recurring donation if you want to do it that way. I just don't like to do the memberships. If they didn't change the color of everybody's fonts, it just feels like gatekeeping to me. It does. It does. Anyways, that's what I've got for you today, folks. Look, please get you a good cup of coffee. Enjoy this football season. Football's just starting. Enjoy this fall. I am sitting here. This is what I'm doing. I know I'm getting off topic here. It's off politics, but I mean this. We're a community here, folks. We're a community. We are. We're a community. I need you folks to recharge yourselves. This is going to be a beautiful fall. It really is. This autumn is going to be beautiful. Enjoy it. Recharge yourself. Spend some time with your family. Make this holiday good. I know it's going to be rough because they're wrecking the economy. I get it. They are. Globally, it's a problem. You know, everybody was coming out of COVID, and then here we had Trump, the second world global pandemic. One right after the other. COVID, then Trump. I get it. I'm going to be doing less for Christmas this year with my family as far as just buying gifts and stuff. But you know what I am doing? Mrs. Texas Paul gets so pissed off at me because I will come in this office and just zone out on YouTube. This is how I unplug my brain. I have watched in the last 2 days probably 10 solid hours of YouTube videos on making Christmas ornaments and making Christmas decorations on the lathe. That's what I do. That's what I'm doing. I need you to do that. They can't steal our joy this time around. I get it. Last time, it ruined my holidays too. It did. I had all kinds of plans for my gardens and everything else, and it was a kick in the nuts, man. But we got this. You did what you needed to do. You hung in there. You did the smart thing. And they are collapsing. And we've got a strong run into the midterms, and we're going to take power back, and we're going to put our country back on the right track because you did the right thing. Because you did the right thing. Yeah, there's a lot of people. I see a comment there. A lot of people don't like PayPal. There are, I think, 3 options there. There are 3 options. I shouldn't say I think. It's my website. I know. There are 3 options there. Yeah. I hear you. Thank you, brother. But I do appreciate you. That's what I've got for you today. I hope it's useful. I hope it's helpful. I hope it made your Sunday a little bit brighter. I did. I hope we brightened up your Sunday. I hope you've had a good cup of coffee. I hope everything's moving in the right direction for you. I need you to be smart as a community. Stock up a little bit. I'm telling you, go get your Sunday sale. Go get your sale papers for this holiday weekend. There are a lot of markdowns out there. I'm telling you, Sam's Club must be hurting. Costco must be, losing business. There are a lot of deep discounts out there this holiday weekend. Just pick still some very expensive shit out there. We didn't buy any meat this weekend. We didn't buy any meat this weekend. It was still very high, but there was a lot of other stuff, incidentals that we buy that were marked down considerably. My grandkid is starting college, so we wanted to stock up and have stuff starting back to college. We wanted to have stuff available for him in the store, and we bought a few things like that. Do it, folks. Get those sale papers out. Let's take care of each other as a community. Keep being so great in the chat. Keep sharing the good information. Keeping me motivated. Let's do this. Enjoy some Texas cities at night.